For nearly 3 miles, people in their vehicles line up on the streets of El Paso for food.
You know, it is pretty shocking what we see here. On a typical day before this pandemic, this food bank distributed about the equivalent of 74,200 meals a day. Today we're at 4 times that volume.
And it's been this way for weeks, since the city shut down for coronavirus protection.
24% of our people live in poverty under normal circumstances, but this has impacted pretty much everyone across the board, whether they're solidly middle class or elsewise. We just have people losing jobs.
There are 5 of these food banks around the city, distributing more than 500,000 pounds of food daily, feeding nearly 35,000 families a week. Beatriz Chavez is one of many in the line of vehicles. Her daughter doesn't speak fluent English, so she explains her situation.
Did somebody lose their job because of COVID?
Her husband.
Yeah, tell me what happened.
He works at Best Western hotels, and they're cutting down on everybody. He hasn't worked in 3 weeks already.
So you're running out of money?
Money? What's that?
You need food too?
Oh yeah, she's got 3 kids, little ones, and they're eating all the time, all the time.
How hard has this been?
Very hard for her. It's okay by me, but for her it's very hard. There's no income, and she's got a little boy with some kind of cancer.
Oh no.
So, and he can't go out at all. Nothing.
Okay.
Nothing.
The National Guard is facilitating this turnkey operation outside, as volunteers work inside in an oversized warehouse where they separate fruits, vegetables, protein, and even milk, which is hard to come by in many places these days.
I'm not a particularly religious woman, but every day I say thank God for the National Guard. The National Guard came out on April 7th and helped us make sure that we can distribute this food safely and effectively.
The streets of El Paso look like anywhere else in America right now. Stores are closed, not a lot of foot traffic, fear of COVID-19, and job loss. In the surrounding area here, there are families that are struggling. One of them is Maria Betancourt, who recently lost her job. She's raising a little boy and a little girl, and she filed for unemployment but is waiting to hear back. In the meantime, she's running out of money.
Right now, probably like $200. Yeah, like $200. That's what I have right now.
W, X, Y, and Z.
You finish? Now I know my ABC.
Maria paid her bills this month because she wanted to make sure that utilities stayed on and that they wouldn't be evicted. She was counting on the paycheck protection money, but...
Actually, they said I got approved, but it was direct deposited to my, I guess, like a third-party bank, so I haven't received it.
Why was that?
I guess it was like I went to like not an H&R Block or anything. I went to like one of those. It's a legit tax place, but I called them and I told them, hey, you know what? It's saying that it was routed to your account, and then they told me, oh my God, they sent it to a third-party bank, and that bank sent it back to the IRS. So now they're gonna send you a check through the mail. And she's like, I don't know how long it's gonna take. It could take till September to get your check. And I was like, are you kidding me?
For right now, they are not leaving the house except to drive to the food bank. The family is surviving, except life is not making sense. The same for so many Americans.
Yeah, you know, it's really hard. I have a 6-year-old and she asks me every day, like, Mom, what's coronavirus? You know, and it's hard to explain to her, like, why is she not going to school? Why we have to do it online? Mommy, you used to work every day, now you're home. And I'm just like, it's overwhelming.
For social worker Valerie Quintanilla, helping the families connect with the food bank has never been more important.
It's really sad to see families that drive up in really nice vehicles who have never had to ask for any type of assistance and they're lost. You know, they don't know where to start.
For the city of El Paso, which is making sure that landlords don't evict tenants, people are wearing masks and social distancing. But there is a concern about what's just miles away.
We're also protected by the riverbed that divides our 2 cities between the U.S. and Mexico, Juarez, Mexico. There's a couple million people on the other side. They don't have the same distancing, they don't have the social distancing and same policies in effect as we do. That's a concern. The numbers we're getting out of Juarez just seem low for that size of community as compared to ours. that's a concern for us. And those are the things that we can't predict on. It's hard to get a good grasp of what the possible risks are right across the river.
Juarez is reporting over 120 cases and over 24 deaths. But even Mayor Cabada there thinks the numbers are low. And President Trump says he will sign an executive order suspending all immigration to the United States. It would be the first such ban in American history.
That's a direct impact to the economy as well.
Even more alarming to the city of El Paso are the unemployment claims, which are now averaging 7,000 per week.
What we have talked about in terms of the impact for the economy and for the city in terms of the revenues we receive, we're looking at a 24 to 30 month window in terms of recovery.
As some American states and cities begin to open, El Paso wants to see confirmed coronavirus numbers stabilize. When that happens, the long road to normalcy can begin.
And I hope that the people who found themselves affected by this crisis remember the people who are in these lines day in and day out once this crisis is past.